Uh, Good morning, everyone. I am Professor Rajendra Sinha, Chairperson, Center of Excellence in Banking at IFIM Business School, the sixth AACSB accredited BA school in the country, and also the leading private sector BA school of the country. Today, we have an eminent banking personality, Dr. J.N. Mishra, who has been leading Indian Institute of Banking and Finance as a CEO for the last couple of years. And this institute is of its kind, largest global body of its kind, with 760 institutional members, banks, and financial institutions, and 7.7 lakh plus individual memberships. Prior to this, Dr. J.N. Mishra was Deputy Managing Director and Corporate Development Officer at SBI Corporate Office. He was spearheading HR, learning and developmental activities of the bank globally. Coming to our topic of today's banking education in COVID-19 pandemic and opportunities in banking sector, we know for sure that the West in the past has led much of the developmental activities of the modern banking industry across all dimensions, be it from the size to the growth to the business models and all sort of innovations. In the recent years, however, Asia has tilted the scale, delivering game changing growth and innovations in the banking services. Asia generated pre-tax profits in excess of $700 billion and accounted for 37% of global banking profit in 2018 as per McKinsey 2020 report. It is estimated that by 2025, Asia will have this number at $69 trillion, representing approximately three quarters of global total. India is said to be becoming the third largest banking global hub by 2040. This indicates ample opportunities in the Indian banking sector in the time to come. India as a business destination fosters all the positives of BFSI as seen in the last couple of years to flourish at an appreciable pace. And banking is the leading pillar of BFSI industry. Technology in 21st century has played an influential role in furthering the cause and effect of banking on the Indian masses. The banking industry owes its current shape and size and tech-savvy approach to the growing customer-centric approach from the banks towards the customers. The COVID-19 has resulted in educational institutions physically shut down across globe. As a result, education has changed dramatically in the last couple of months. With the distinctive rise of e-learning undertaken remotely on digital platforms. Research suggests that online learning has been shown to increase retention of information and takes lesser time, meaning thereby that the changes coronavirus have caused might be here to stay in the time to come. Banking education as well is looking forward to more and more leveraging the digital platform for online bank simulation learning activities. Today, we will be beginning with the banking education. And here's Dr. Mishra. Well, we know that IIBF has been conducting physical classrooms in Mumbai and across various centers in the country for its certification courses, advanced management program, Apart from that, capacity building programs for banks as per RBI requirements. And IIBF has a pool of expert faculty to do these activities. The onset of the new FY 2021, we have seen that COVID-19 pandemic has forced to look upon conducting all these activities differently by various training institutions. How IIBF is addressing this big challenge that we would like to hear your opinion on this.
Thank you, Professor Rajendra Sinha, for your generous introduction. It is always a pleasure to be with you and enrich myself from your wisdom. I would like to thank IFIM for giving me this opportunity to participate with students in this webinar. I always feel very happy to interact with the students and especially interacting with students in educational institutions. So it's a very happy opportunity for us. So thanks IFMI and particularly Professor Sinha to give me this opportunity to interact with you. Coming to the COVID pandemic, actually this has exposed the whole humanity to a new world. New in the sense, new in various areas, new environment, new way of thinking, and all the organization, all the institutions, or all the entities now need to think in a different way in order to align with this new normal. Training activities, especially the banking training in the banking environment is no different. So IIBF realized this huge change, which is coming into the environment right in the onset of lockdown. First 15 days, honestly, I would like to confess with you, we were also perplexed and we did not take any step to switch over to the new mode and align ourselves with the new mode because we were not sure that what is going to happen, how is it going to impact us. But when we realized that this is something which is going to stay for a longer period of time, we thought that it is prudent to align with the new normal, new environment. So some of the steps which we had taken, I will elaborate those steps with you. But before that, I would like to emphasize the fact that IIF is always in the forefront of technology adoption. We are not expert in IT, but we always try to take advantage of IT tools and services which are there. So we had moved into virtual classroom training program about 2 years back, and all our blended courses, capacity building courses, which are mandated by RBI, the level 2, which is training component, is happening in this virtual classroom training mode. So we were in an advantageous position vis-a-vis other training institutions because we had a established VCRT platform already there with us. So what we did, we quickly moved into this VCRT platform, and this move was very smooth because we were already using it. This is one. And then we had an advantage also, like the type of programs which we are conducting, and our target group are the mature bankers. So it becomes easy to deliver a program in this mode because in this mode is distinctly different from the face-to-face mode. In face-to-face mode, what happens when you are taking a class, interacting with people, you know from their body language how much you are communicating with them. They can also understand from the body language and the delivery of the faculty, that what faculty is trying to explain. But that is not available in the, I mean, it is available to some extent, but not fully as we have in the face-to-face mode. So face-to-face mode, this online mode is more suitable, I would say, for the matured people who are interested for learning, and their trust, their trust level is very high, and their sincerity level is very high. So you don't have to polish with those people. So since our target group, the bankers especially, belong to that group, who are actually in a professional environment and who are coming to us for genuine learning purpose, so that has become another advantage in this kind of delivery for us. Second thing, what we have done, we have some programs like Advanced Management Program, which is an 8-round weekend program, which we are delivering in association with IIM Calcutta. So that used to happen in the face-to-face mode. So this year we found that face-to-face mode is just not possible. So what we have done, we have switch to the hybrid mode of delivery. So all our lectures, all our case study discussion, presentation, consultation with the mentors, everything will happen in online mode, the platform which are already available with us. And then we have designed 2 immersion program. Right now, we have designed it to be a face-to-face immersion program, one in IIM Calcutta for 5 days and one in IIBF Mumbai for 4 days. So that we have designed at this stage in the physical mode. But going forward, we have plan B in place, in the sense that at the material time, if it is not possible to deliver in physical mode, we'll quickly switch over to uh, online mode. So we feel that this is the new environment, this is the new way of learning, and bankers especially have welcomed that move. In fact, in the last governing council meeting, where all the bank chiefs or governing council members, they really appreciated the move taken by IIBF in this respect. I would like to share a small experience of mine. A few days back, IIBF, you may be aware, we are part of the Global Education Standard Board. So I joined in a webinar like this, and I was one of the speakers. And my topic was, what is the future of banking institutes? 22 countries joined, and to my surprise, I found that only 3 countries are really equipped to deliver in this mode. But everybody was saying that, yes, we would like to adopt it. This is the way forward, and this is how we are going to do our training in future. So I would like to will stop here, because
Yeah,
these,
thank you, Dr. Mishra. Very encouraging statements you have made, that IIBF, although it was not adopted earlier in the kind of, it had a physical mode of operations of training. But given the situation which is there, it has risen to the occasion, and hybrid mode it has been decided to adopt. And in the time to come, maybe if the need is there, then you will be going online training mode to come forward. For a institution of the size and the kind of deliverables which IIBF does, certainly it is appreciable. Now, the initiatives which you have mentioned about, In the year 2021, although little difficult to forecast, but nonetheless, things appear to be that this uncertainty of COVID-19 pandemic is going to remain largely for this financial year. So, how do you expect that the training which you are conducting in the previous financial years and this year, to what extent you will be succeeding? Some indications coming forward?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And this is something which is attaining, uh, uh, trying to attract our attention for last few months. Yes, as you have rightly said, if you continue in the physical mode, or if you do not change, certainly there will be a dip. Even in going forward in the online mode, digital mode, there may be a dip as far as revenue is concerned. I will explain how. Because in VCRT mode, what we have done, we have drastically reduced our price also. Like the amount we used to charge for physical training program, VCRT program, we have reduced fees. One, because we want to attract people in this mode, and two, it has reduced our cost, and we wanted to pass on that cost advantage to our members. So these are the two reasons. But what is important is we need to focus on value creation, because that is ultimately what matters. If our members find value in our delivery, they will definitely come to us. And for that, what we have done initially, in the first 3 months of this lockdown period, we have opened up some of our resources, like all our video lectures, then majority of our e-learning, and then knowledge session. All these things we made available to our members free of charge. And we were very encouraged to see that a good number of people, more than 15,000 people, registered for all these initiatives. So this is nothing but to showcase to them that this is the way the training delivery can happen. And when people find it useful, they find value in it and try to lap it in a more encouraging fashion. So that is one initiative which we have taken. And secondly, we are focusing on all those areas where there is a need for the banking fraternity, in the sense that there are areas like MSME where Government of India is giving a lot of importance. Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative has been launched by Finance Minister. So we are giving emphasis on those areas, because more and more people would be happy to learn and engage themselves in those areas. So orientation we are changing. And thirdly, I feel that COVID-19, this pandemic situation, has also come out with a lot of opportunities. Opportunities in the sense that it is a great leveler. Like the institutions which had infrastructural advantage. Now, suddenly we have seen that because of COVID and because face-to-face learning is not going to happen in future, they are in the same level with those institutions who do not have that kind of infrastructural advantage. So what is important here is how efficiently, how fruitfully, how rich is your delivery process, how rich is your content, and fortunately, IIPF is placed in a very good state in these areas. So I feel that this COVID pandemic situation has brought in a lot of opportunities for the institute. Now it is up to the institute how quickly it position itself so that to take full advantage of this situation, because the people on the ground, they want it, they find value in it, and we'll have to provide that to the members, to the people who like to have, like to utilize
Yeah,
that.
very correctly said Dr. Mishra, and looks as very pragmatic steps have been taken by IIBF. I know that the fees as such also for the training is not exorbitant. It is compared to the other bodies very much cost effective. In spite of that, even further concessions providing, this is a pragmatic step and needs appreciation. We know that conducting of examinations, more than 30 certification examinations IIBF conducts, and the leading of them is CAIIB, JIIB examinations. And bankers in employments especially go for this. Not only that, it helps them in their promotional opportunities. And some institutions, banks have requirements that this is something like a mandatory sort of certification. At the same time, it provides ongoing basis incentive also in their salary, ongoing basis throughout their career, throughout their stay in the bank. Now, examinations like this, GIB and CIB, obviously now will be a big challenge because every year thousands of employees in the banks are looking for it. Apart from diploma in banking and finance, which other than bank employees are also targeting at. So these examination related challenges, how you're looking to address?
Yeah, it is a real problem, and thank you very much for bringing that issue in the forefront. Uh, as you rightly said, CIB and GIB exam, about 300,000 people take our exam, and right now it happens on a particular center in online mode, but people have to assemble in a particular center. Around 257 centers all over India we have, and that is how it used to happen. Now, uh, this is not possible post-COVID situation. And that is why you might have noticed that from March to September, we had to cancel all these exams. But we thought that there should be some solution, and we cannot deprive our member from their journey of enriching themselves with knowledge. And the certification process has to go on. So what we have done, we have introduced a system called remotely proctored exam. It is an AI-based automated proctoring and remote combination of AI-based automated proctoring and remote proctoring, meaning that people will be sitting in a remote place and they will proctor those exams. It's a very interesting solution, and now it has developed quite a lot. So we, in the month of May, have moved into that model. We had some experience. Here again, we were fortunate in the sense that a year back, we had introduced some base level certification, BCBF certification, in remote proctored mode uh, through one government agency. So we had some experience about the remote proctored mode, and remote proctoring happens from IIBF office in Bombay. So we thought that we will do a pilot for this remote proctored exam, starting with 3 certificate courses, and depending on the experience, we will expand the horizon. So what we have done, we have chosen three certificate exams, which are uh, which are taken by more number of people. and introduced that mode from the month of June. Now, exams have taken place in every weekend, starting from middle of June up to July, and so far our experience is very good. Uh, and we thought that this is a mode which we can introduce for our experienced bankers, matured bankers, where trust level is high. So we now would like to expand it for all our certificate and diploma exams. But at the same time, we are not jumping into this solution. The reason is this is something which is new, not not only in India, it is new worldwide. Because when I interact with people from other countries, I found that apart from few institutes like Charter Institute of Bankers, Scotland, and I think one institute in Germany, they are doing, conducting exams in a very limited way in remote proctored mode, and they're quite happy also. But majority of the other institutions, it is not happening. It is not happening. So we thought that we'll learn from our experience, we'll do pilot, and then we will expand. First phase of pilot is over, and now maybe from August and September, we will expand it for our certificate and diploma exam. And maybe sometime in September, we will take a view that whether we will make it open for our flagship exams, CIB, JIB, and diploma in banking and finance. There the number is very high. So we should be 100% sure that it will take care of all aspects, because maintaining quality of standard is the hallmark of the institute. So unless we are fully satisfied that the exams are happening in the way we want it to happen, we don't want to step into those areas where the number is very high. But we are hopeful that from November, normally our CIB, GIB exam take place in the month of May and November. May we could not do, so November we will definitely do, God willing, because nowadays saying, using this word definite is very dicey. So God willing, we'll do it from November. And normally we give two opportunities to our members for appearing in this exam in a year. So maybe another exam we'll have in February. But
Yeah.
all depends on how the environment.
Yeah, I'm sure that IIBF will be successful with its commitment to a very large mass of bankers and other aspiring students who look forward for making banking as their career. So this is quite satisfying initiative which has started that with the pilot project, and further IIBF is looking forward that in September there will be more certification examinations. I am happy to share that at IFIM Business School, we have started, apart from PGDM, the vanilla aspect, which we say the horizontal skill making, to the T-shaped making professionals. And we have made it that all students should do super specialization in their interest area disciplines. And the finest students here, about 35 students have shown their interest for doing the super specialization in banking, which is for the first time starting here from July end till third week of September. And here, as you know, that we have joined heads with the IIBF, and we have finalized the deliverables with the IIBF faculty as well. So it is satisfying for those aspiring students who are looking forward to appearing for various certifications, that the things will be easing out for them, and they should be happy on this front, that they will be in a position to appear in the months to come. educational institutions in India, we know that they are moving to online teaching and online examinations conducting. And institution like IFIM Business School, they successfully immediately switched on to online teaching mode and examinations online proctoring mode, and successfully also had e-convocation done where Mr. Om Birla was the chief guest from Delhi, and across the country students were there and things were moving in a very seamless fashion. So even now, the COVID-19 pandemic is there, but going forward, do you think that this online mode of delivering teaching is going to become an acceptable mode, that this saves time and also learning is better if the reports are there? What is your opinion? I would like to know.
First of all, it is very encouraging to hear all the good work done by a progressive institution like IFIM. They have quickly moved into this online mode, and even convocation has happened in online mode. I think entire world is moving into that direction. You may be aware that Cambridge University, in their 800 years of history, for the first time, they are shifting from face-to-face teaching to online teaching. Same is the case with Harvard and all the big universities in the globe. In India also, our government AGC has given permission. Top 200 universities can go into the online mode. Now, uh, when we are talking about online mode, I don't want to discount the advantages which we have in face-to-face learning. Uh, See, there are some subjects or topics which can be better delivered in face-to-face learning, like soft skill development. Yes, it can be done in online mode, but for that you need to develop those tools and so that to make it align with the uh, online mode. So I think both the mode of teaching has its advantages and disadvantages. But we'll have to weigh that in the environment in which we are going through, which mode is better for us and uh, through which we can deliver properly. Online mode definitely is helpful because it has some inherent advantages. People can access online mode at the comfort of their home. They can take exams at the comfort of their home. But what is important here is there should be a trust factor between the organization and the people who are taking those courses. That level has to be very high, and then only this mode is successful. So I think this mode is particularly suited for adult education, matured people, people like students who are undergoing MBA courses in your institutions, or the bankers who are taking different exams, because for them, what is important is gathering knowledge, acquiring knowledge, enriching them with knowledge. So, in that kind of a situation, I think online mode is very, very suitable in adult education. But I would not say that this is the only mode and this is the most superior mode. Uh, that point is debatable. But in the present environment, I think this is a mode which is very much aligned with the problems and which can take care of all these problems and uh, offer an opportunity for people to learn. So, particularly in this kind of a situation, I think this is the best mode which is available to us. And human race is is very superior in the sense that they always try to evolve, and in that pursuit, they they also evolve. I mean, they also try to find out what is the best way of delivery. Like when we are designing our programs in a virtual classroom training mode, lot of debate, lot of discussion took place with the faculty members, and then we could come to a conclusion. Right, this is the way we can deliver, and if we do that, we can reach out to the people. On that mode had its other advantages in the sense that uh, in the current, I mean, solutions which are available now, all these facilities like face-to-face mode, like interacting with the faculty members, raising questions, clearing doubt, polling, all these facilities are available. So those facilities will have to be used effectively in order to make that more interesting.
Yeah, very correctly said. Very correctly said that we have to evolve our facilities, our system, our manpower faculty to that scale for delivering. Now, coming to the banking opportunities for which students will be very keen and others also to hear. In the recent times, Indian banks consolidation we have seen, and in the last 3 years, if we look back, then merging of five associates of SBI and Mahila Bank with it, and as a result, it moved high up amongst the top 100 global banks. And further to that, the merger of Dena Bank and Vidya Bank with Bank of Baroda in 2019. And then 2020, we have seen that the 10 PSBs, public sector banks, have merged in four large PSBs. Now, these steps and other factors have made now Indian banking, these are aimed at making Indian banking more competitive. And it is said that by 2040, yes, India will be the third, one of the three global banking hubs. Uh, Given these developments, what are your observations on the various factors impacting for the evolvement of Indian banking system in the time to come? And this will be an attractive proposition for the aspirants for making banking as their career.
See, as you have rightly said in your introductory remarks, and just now also when you are, I mean, building the topic, Indian banking has a lot of potential. I would like to share with you. Last September, I was in the global conference of banking institutes in London, and there also I could have a sense. Every speaker was saying that future of banking is now in Asia. And in Asia, India has a dominant place in terms of its rich population, in terms of its resources, in terms of the intelligentsia which is available in India. And as you have rightly said, that India has the potential to become a banking, fourth largest banking hub by 2040. But having said that, uh, there is a need to prepare to reach to that goal. It will not happen automatically. Now, consolidation of banks may be one step forward in the sense that we have created some entities which are quite strong, and they can be compared with any big bank in the world. Having said that, we are very conscious of the fact that even after consolidation, our position much lower when we compare the scale in which other banking institution operates. Like when SBI consolidation took place, merger with associate banks and Bharatiya Mahila Bank, SBI could reach only up to a level of maybe lower level of 50s. Now, other banks will be still lower. Now, in order to become fourth largest hub, what are important is one is strength of the bank. Second is new products and services. Third is in any banking system is a reflection of the economy of that country. So Indian economy also will have to flourish, move into that direction, and then only the the dream which we have that will be achieved. In consideration, there are many advantages which can be achieved, but it is important that one has to realize those advantages. What I mean to say here is that in consolidation process should go hand in hand with the re-engineering of banking delivery process. And if re-engineering takes place effectively, then only the ultimate result can be achieved. So benefits of merger will will be achieved only when we take care of the other aspects of banking. And since we have the potential, we have the right type of workforce in place, I think this is a dream which can be realizable. Coming to the opportunities to our people, I think opportunity is huge in the sense that in terms of number, you may see some dip in number as far as recruitment is concerned in near future. But there are some, but uh, in going forward, maybe when banks will add more products and services, it will spread its wings internationally and become more bigger and bigger. New products and services, new type of specialization will be introduced in the Indian banking system, and the requirement of the skilled people will increase. So I think that the scope is enormous in banking sector, and there are many untapped potential which we have in this country as far as banking is concerned. Those will have to be tapped, and surely Indian banking will move into that direction. So my one line uh, uh, submission in this aspect is future is really bright. Only thing is that we have to prepare the workforce with the right type of skill and knowledge in order to grab those opportunities.
Yeah, that is a very encouraging statement, and the future is bright. But yes, we have to grab the opportunities, and we have to rise to the occasion. Now, we know that there are 12 public sector banks now, and nine new generation private sector banks, and 12 old private sector banks. Now, the aspirants for banking career look forward to getting into banking. So there are competitive mode for entrance for public sector banks. We would like to hear from you the opportunities for the lateral recruitments available, which will be encouraging for the aspiring students.
See, lateral recruitment is the order of the day. Though gone are those days when we joined in the banking sector. Like I joined in '79, Professor Sinha might have joined in early '80s. That time there used to be one type of recruitment in the lowest cadre. We joined as a probationary officers, and then we rose in the organization ladder. Because that time the belief was that bank is for the generalists, and if I can properly train our people, I can utilize them in various specialized areas. But gone are those days because Now specialization is more prevalent in various areas of banking, and you will notice that banks are giving lot of importance. Even the public sector banks are giving lot of importance in the lateral recruitment. The reason is, if I go to the market and bring in the right type of talent in a particular position, uh, that is the best way of handling the human resource need in an organization. And that is why, if you see the recruitment space, you will see that a lot of advertisements are coming where even the public sector banks are recruiting people in lateral positions, mid-level position, senior level position. And recently you have seen that even the top level position, CFO position of SBI, there was an advertisement. So what I mean to say, that lateral recruitment is the order of the day. It is going to happen, and people who have the right type of knowledge, they will be lapped for those kind of positions. But having said that, you will have to, I mean, students will have to uh, see and focus to those areas and uh, try to acquire knowledge, specialized knowledge in those areas. Like, I can give some examples. Uh, Analytics, machine learning, or uh, 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 say risk management, or even the corporate credit. There we, I mean, these are some of the treasury. These are some of the areas where we require people with specialized knowledge. And there are many more such areas. I'm giving some examples. So if I go to the market and get people with the right kind of background, naturally that will be preferred, because rather than trying to educate or train my people, and there is a limit to everything. Uh, uh, you can train people to certain extent, but beyond that, it becomes difficult, because it is easier to give fresh inputs to a younger people. Their acceptability will be much higher than the people who are relatively already owned, because they will have some other issues. They will not be up to date with the knowledge which is available at that point in time. So that is why lateral recruitment is gaining prominence even in public sector. Private sector, of course, lateral recruitment is always there. In fact, some of the private sector banks are suffering from the fact they are not uh, developing people in the base level, and that becomes a issue at certain point in time. So we'll have to have a balance. We need people at the base level, and allow them to grow in the organization. At the same time, we also need people, specialists, who can come to different pockets and help the organization to grow faster in a limited time span. So that balance will have to be maintained, and going forward, I think that will be the trend in the banking sector.
Yeah, rightly said that lateral recruitment is going to be the order of the day. Besides the banks which we talked, PSBs and private sector banks, old and new, in 2015, RBI gave licenses for small finance banks for furthering financial inclusion, and also payment banks for encouraging online mode of transactions in the country. Now, these banks are, although small ones, but they are having the state of the art technology, and they are upcoming ones, and is striving hard for succeeding further. How do you look their contributions in the employment opportunities for the aspirant bankers?
I think small finance bank opportunity is huge. From the angle of the aspirants who would like to join in the banking sector, this is one side, and other side for those banks to develop in the banking space. The reason is small finance banks, since they are established from 2015 onwards, they do not have any legacy issue. They are offering products and services with the latest technology in the sense that they have made a quantum jump in that area. And as I told earlier, also, India is a first country, and there is huge potential available in this country to bring different pockets under the ambit of banking. So, as far as business is concerned, there is no dearth of business. Actually, we don't have right type of players in different pockets to tap those business. So, as far as growth of this small finance banks are concerned, I am very optimistic in the sense that they have huge potential to grow. And and since their offerings are mainly driven by technologies which ensures transparency, it ensures cost effectiveness, it also ensures efficiency. So uh, so they will be in a advantageous position as far as their delivery is concerned. They will be in a much better way to serve their customers in these niche areas. So I think it is a good move in the Indian banking sector. We require this kind of banks in different parts of the country, uh, and I'm very optimistic that they will flourish. And there are a lot of opportunities for the youngsters to join those banks and develop those banks so that those banks can also achieve their ultimate objectives for which those banks have been set up.
Yeah, correctly said. Very encouraging developments. These have been there for Indian banking industry and for the consumers, Indian masses. And as well, the opportunities will be developing further and further for the aspirants. Now, while the banks come for the lateral recruitments, they are looking for the role and the competencies relating to those roles, be it for the credit analyst, or even the banks are coming for the recovery officer, relationship managers, personal banking. Now, given this, we have for our super specialization identified certified credit professional and certified treasury professional, because these are the tasks which expertise is required, and the banks have a lot of opportunities for them. Some more certifications, although you mentioned about, but if you can, given that the students have limited time, they have their own course curriculum to spend time. But if the few certification courses has to be done, if we say top five certification courses, which will help them in building their CV, and employability will improve further. Can you suggest for them?
Yes, definitely. As you are aware, RBI has come out with some areas. In fact, they have mandated some areas for learning uh, in in order to develop capacity in the banking sector. And these are number one, credit management; number two, risk management; number three, treasury management; number four, accounts and audit; and number five is foreign exchange operation. So these are mandated by RBI. So if these courses are available to members as well as non-members, so students can also take these courses. Now, Since an IIPF is the accredited agency for all these courses, so if a student pass these courses, like suppose a bank is looking for a person in the credit management area, credit analyst or a recovery officer or relationship manager, they will definitely prefer with that person who has a certification on credit management. And since credit and risk are interrelated, uh, a certification on risk management. Similarly, if a bank is looking for a person to be recruited in treasury area, they will also look for people who have the good certification in, say, treasury and risk area. There are some other areas also which will be gaining importance in future, and that will be one is certification on emerging technologies, because technology is a tool for the efficient delivery for the banks. So if bank has a resource pool of people who appreciate not only appreciate technology but also have some knowledge about those technology areas, though they will be preferred. So with that end in view, IIBF is also developing a course on emerging technologies. It will cover areas like business analytics, artificial intelligence, and other related areas. It is in the drawing board stage. Courseware is under development. We are hopeful that within 3 months that would be offered to the candidates. Third area which I look for is foreign exchange operation and international business. As you have mentioned, and India has the potential of becoming fourth business hub globally. So, if to realize that dream, uh, the expansion of international business will happen in manifold. Now, this is an area where expertise is not there with the too many people in the banking sector. So, if banks find that a person has already qualified in foreign exchange operation area or international business area, those people will also be preferred. So there are 4 or 5 streams, I mean, predominantly, where banks are very, very interested. Because as all of you will appreciate, bank will also try to see expertise in those areas where it is important for them, number one, and number two, where it pinches. Importance will come in terms of profit generation, in terms of business expansion, etc. And as I use the word pinching, there are some areas which need equal attention, like NPA management, recovery management, and we have already have a course on that area, and we are also launching a course on insolvency and bankruptcy code, which is gaining importance in the banking, is already gaining importance in the banking industry, and that we are developing in association with IBVI, who are a regulatory body of insolvency and bankruptcy area, and that hopefully that will be launched next month. So that certification will also uh, be very, very important for the bankers and uh, people who aspire to join in the banking industry. So these are some of the areas uh, which, which will gain importance, and people with that kind of certification will definitely be preferred when they um, aspire to join the banking industry.
Yeah, I'm sure that these inputs certainly would have been helpful for the students looking forward to as to what kind of roles and what kind of competency the requirement will be there to increase their employability. At the same time, if you can little bit give inputs for your flagship certification course, CAIB and the students how they can go in phases for completing this because this is considered still as on date the flagship amongst all certification courses.
Yes, as you have rightly said, CIB provides a common denominator knowledge, a base level knowledge for the bankers, because banking is a peculiar field. People come from different uh, streams like art, science, commerce background. So it is important for them to so it is important to train their people with the base level knowledge. So CIB provides that knowledge. But right now, CIB is not available to non-members. What is available is JIB or Diploma in Banking and Finance, which is equivalent to JIB. And now for this JIB and CIB, since these are flagship courses and we are offering it for last 92 years, that is the first qualification which IIBF introduced in 1928. And even today, it is considered to be a very good qualification for the banking industry. We have developed some of the resources which are freely available to the members and non-members. Like for the entire course of JIB and CIB, JIB is equivalent to Diploma in Banking and Finance, same course. So for that, we have video lectures available for each subject, and this is available in YouTube page. You can access free of charge anytime. So that is one. And then we have also developed e-learning in that area. Apart from the books and Kindle version of books which are available. And it goes on, we go on revising these books on a continuous basis. CIB revision is complete, JIB revision is now going on, and maybe another 1 or 2 months it will hit the market. And since books cannot be revised on a daily basis or even on a monthly basis, what we do, we upload the latest updates in our website. So we strongly, communicate to our members and non-members who are interested in this area to visit our website, visit our update page, because in our exam, not restricted to only the content of the book. We always say that book is just to help you in introducing you into that subject, but other than that, you are requested to read our journal, Bankwest IIB Vision, and more importantly, students will have to read the updates which are put in the website. Now, majority of our programs, we prescribe that at least 6 months preparation is required. I know that intelligent students can grasp a subject more quickly, but we benchmark it for the average or normal students. So that type of effort need to be given in order to grasp that subject. See, passing, getting 50% and getting a certificate is not the end of everything. What is more important is gaining knowledge, because if you have a certificate in a particular field, you should be worthy of it. Suppose you have a credit management certificate, and then when you go to the work environment, you cannot work effectively in credit area. That will not be a good thing for you. So what is more important is gaining knowledge, and ultimately knowledge gives strength, and with the knowledge only you can prosper and go up in the ladder. You will be recognized in the organization where you work. So I think all of you will work in that direction.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Mishra. Very comprehensively, you have dealt on the various queries, and the future is bright for India, and therefore the future for the aspiring students for banking as a career is also bright, and there are opportunities there, but at the same time, one has to build up knowledge, and the certification should not be looked upon simply for the certification purpose, but the knowledge will immensely be helping in their career progression further. So with this, I had integrated some of chat questions in my queries, and I am thankful for your comprehensive and elaborate inputs, which will certainly be very useful for the participants. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank
I,
you, Professor Sinha,
yeah,
and wish you all the best, all the students, all the best.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.